Dear Mr. Bradshaw, Mr. Tsang, Dr. Tan, Mr. Alvarez Perez, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. Joe-san, good morning, and thank you for the warm reception. It is a true honor for me to be here today. And as we look towards the future, it is clear for everyone to see the urgent need of action. So the fact that so many people within the fashion industry have gathered here today is a promising sign for the future as we seek to become more sustainable. And I look forward to sharing some of the exciting Swedish innovative perspectives and projects which aim to help contribute to this end. Starting off, it is important for me to share just briefly Sweden's background in environmental protection and why we choose to constantly be at the forefront of a greener world. I would therefore like to take you back through Sweden's journey. Located in the very north of Europe, around 2/3 of our country is covered by forest. For many hundreds of years, timber has been a highly valuable resource, with the industry standing as a pillar in the Swedish economy. Naturally, one may think that such practices would be rather detrimental to the environment. However, with the demand increasing for Swedish timber, we choose to act early on for sustainability. Already in 1903, the Forestry Act was established, requiring all harvested forests to be replanted. And 20 years later, the first Swedish National Forest Inventory was initialized, conducting surveys about the state of forests and the practices carried out, and continue to do so till this very day, exactly 100 years later. Through the following decades, forest protection was expanded in law, with Sweden's timber industry serving as one of the first examples of implementing sustainability into practice. And we will come back to this point later. As this demonstrates, we have always been very fond of nature and keen to protect it. And this helps explain why we have been a leading country since day one when it comes to environmental protection and actions that help combat further degradation of our planet. Let me mention a few examples. We were the first country in the world to establish an environmental government agency, doing so already in 1967, and as I was born the same year, that feels a long time ago by now. Soon thereafter, countries near and far followed suit. And just 2 years later, in 1969, our first extensive climate law called the Environmental Protection Act was established. The act covered a range of environmental regulations, including implementing limitations to different forms of emissions. With these progressive ideas, Sweden was honored and delighted to be the host of the first UN conference on the global environment in 1972, where the first global environmental action plans were established. And this conference serves as the very foundation to many of the international climate agreements concluded also in our days. Moving forward in time, Sweden has remained committed to progressive environmental acts, and a diverse range of rankings demonstrate this, as you can see on the screen. However, we should not pat ourselves on our backs too much and call it a day. We still have a long way to go. Every step is important, and it is crucial to consistently think about the next steps and ensure a continuation on our path to sustainability. That is why Sweden aims to become completely fossil-free by 2045 by using 100% renewable energy. Now, let's go back to our main topic, fashion. The many changes with sustainability in mind over the last decades are highly welcomed and encouraging. But it is important that we build on this, and Sweden is proud to be engaging in a wide range of efforts to promote and expand sustainable fashion. And I would like to share some of these efforts with you this morning. To begin with, I'd like to mention the textile center found in our backyard in a town named Borås, located an hour away from Gothenburg in the west of Sweden. Borås has a long history of textile production, becoming a leader within this area in Europe during the 1800s, designing and producing all kinds of clothing and garments. The population of the town increased tenfold between 1860 and 1920 as a result. Early in this boom, in 1966, the Technical School of Weaving was established in Borås. The school attracted interest from places long and far away, soon making a name for itself. Today, the school has developed into the Swedish School of Textiles, and the school's expertise is known not only nationally but also internationally, ranking today as the 8th best fashion school in the world in a ranking made by the CEO magazine. The school incorporates all parts of the chain of production of clothing, meaning everything from design to production, and is tirelessly creating new ways of sustainability in the fashion industry. By focusing heavily on research, a number of innovative projects are currently deriving from the Swedish School of Textiles. The first example is seen with the research group Polymeric E-Textiles, who are currently working with significantly decreasing water usage in textile fabrication. The researchers are focusing on two different solutions to this problem, where the first is to focus on creating photocatalytic textile systems. The second involves the use of grown organisms under the project name WaterWeave, which was named one of the 100 most innovative ideas a few years ago. These solutions both improve water purification and increase the circular usage of water. In a separate research project at the school, an enzyme ink is being developed, which replaces synthetic and harsh chemicals. This work in progress also has the possibility to decrease the worldwide usage of antibiotics, as the enzymes can damage emerging bodily bacteria. Next, it would be near impossible for me to stand here as a Swede and talk about fashion without mentioning H&M. Being one of the world's largest fashion retailers, the brand is visible in many countries around the world, and of course, also here in Hong Kong. Emphasizing transparency, information about the full H&M production chain is easy to locate on their website. It serves as a meaningful way to prove that their green efforts have real effects. The fashion retailer has been highly vocal within sustainability. One key example is in relation to cotton. H&M is currently in the process of utilizing more and more organic cotton, already being the world's largest user of the product. Organic cotton has many environmental benefits, such as needing 62% less energy and 91% less water compared to conventional cotton. Furthermore, H&M is working hard to create a circular process where cotton is recycled and reused. And finally, they have embraced the Better Cotton program, where farmers are trained to use resources such as water more efficiently in order to decrease unnecessary spillage. Another exciting example in Sweden is the fashion retailer and brand Filippa K, The company puts sustainability at the center of their whole operation like no other. The results are rewarding to see, with stores now existing in more than 20 countries. A successful example of their sustainable practices occurs in cooperation with Swedish forestry business Södra in a sustainability project named Once More. The Once More project is gathering increasing attention, and rightfully so, as it advocates making textile production a circular process. What makes Once More so interesting is that it is the world's first large-scale process for recycling blended fabrics, performing this under the slogan, Return, Revive, Reduce. The process consists of collecting textile waste, recycling it, and combining with renewable wood cellulose from forests, creating a revived fiber leading to the same textile of the first garment being reused. Recently, the project was awarded 10 million euros by the European Union to increase the size of the project. This means the handling of textile fabrics will increase greatly and reach further distances inside and outside of the European Union. And it should also be emphasized that for every tree harvested, 3 new ones are planted by the company Södra. Furthermore, I would like to highlight the intriguing project titled Tree to Textile, whose CEO was here yesterday. It is a collaboration among H&M, IKEA, Stora Enso, and LSCS Invest on the development of cellulose. This makes a new, sustainable, man-made textile fiber more available through the use of wood. Their success in the creation of this new textile fiber is signified by their presence at this summit. Sweden is proud to see such strong commitments to a sustainable future in fashion. So, how can we at the Swedish Consulate in Hong Kong and Macau contribute? Well, first of all, it is important for us to embrace and support changes locally, but also for us to spread a word about what we already know and how we can encourage green innovation. For example, last month, we hosted a panel at the Rethink conference, inviting Swedish experts within sustainability to share their knowledge. Sustainability can be beneficial for companies and should be seen as such and not as a burden. Furthermore, we have supported green initiatives and awareness raising, such as through sponsoring the Enviro Series conferences and the Eco Expo talk last December. The latter attracted around 36,000 visitors physically and online, and participating businesses showcase their latest steps towards sustainability and share their innovations. A few years ago, the Consulate hosted an event called Sustainable Fashion Days, which we are still proud of. We were inspired by the Fashion Revolution campaign that has gained international attention in recent years. And together with the Swedish Chamber of Commerce, we held a 2-week exhibition at the Mills in Chunwon. There, we encouraged everyone passing by to ask the question, who made my clothes? By sharing some of the latest textile research from Sweden, as well as hosting 2 panel discussions, the Consulate's goal was to reach out directly to the consumer, as we would like to remind ourselves and all other consumers to be mindful of the decision we make when it comes to fashion. Echoing the words of the fashion revolution, our clothes cannot be produced on the expense of people or the planet. All in all, we hope that these examples display some of the possibilities of making fashion more sustainable And I'm happy to have chosen this suit for today, which is striking not only in color, but also in the fact that 44% of the material is made out of recycled plastic bottles. By pushing each other in the direction of sustainability, we can greatly reduce, for example, the amount of water used, as well as the waste from textiles, to just provide two of the many areas that we have been working on in sustainable fashion. Sweden, as well as the European Union at large, are avid sponsors of these projects, and we are proud of the numerous sustainable initiatives originating from fashion retailers, researchers, textile producers from our country. It's important to realize that we are only going in one direction, towards further sustainability. Heading in this direction should, as I said before, not be perceived as an obstacle, but rather as an opportunity. And many Swedish businesses have received positive attention and have been vocal in these issues. We are more than excited to see the fashion industry moving in a similar direction on a whole, and we pledge Sweden's commitment to support any efforts in getting us there. Thank you.